Corona times, stuck in a spot, and I need to travel. We'll see, maybe in a year or two when everything clears. And okay, new subscriber, and here we go. Someone liked your comment. That was the comment a few days ago on a Phil Golf Font Challenge video. I just put one word, Godfather. That tells you all. I don't remember who first called Phil Godfather. I think maybe Joy Ingram or some of the fans, but my connection with Phil is really not that strong. About 2005-06, Phil was at the University of Wisconsin in Madison, and I just moved to Madison 2006. We had a big poker crowd in Madison, but Phil was stuck in his dorm room playing online poker, making millions, while we played the bar games for quarters. Nobody, and it's a big crowd, it is hundreds of people that I met in Madison in that poker circle. Nobody ever met Phil, really, not that I know. So he spent years, even after he dropped out of college, I think he stayed in Madison, played online, made his name. If you Google, for those that are younger than online poker, if you Google OMG, you see Clay Aiken immediately shows up. That's Phil. That was his online name on PokerStars, Full Tilt, and playing big games under that name, OMG Clay Aiken. Right now, last year, Phil started a new poker site, run it once. He claims he wants it to be for the players. There's not going to be cheating or stealing money like on Full Tilt, and we trust his name, but it's illegal for Americans to play on it, so it's only for Europeans and the rest of the world. As advertising tool, he started the Golf Font Challenge. We know all Dur Challenge when actually Dur played Jungleman Cates and a couple other guys, and he still owed them money, didn't pay the bet. Dur Challenge was anybody can play but Phil Galfond. Phil is a beast. And if you're not following right now, it's time for you to get involved in it. Here on his website, you can see the daily stats. He's set to play 5 players, each of them 25,000 hands, and he put money down and side bet also, like a reward. So currently he's playing, it started in January. January, you can see here, January 22nd, and Phil lost the first session. Then January 21st, he won only $2,000, so January 24th, he lost another 80K, and that's in euros. In dollars, you can multiply that amount with 1.1, so it's little more in dollars, like 10% more. Basically, Phil was losing all the way to February 9th, when he took a break, and they didn't play for over 3 weeks, almost 4 full weeks. During those days, Phil was paying a penalty. I don't know how much is it, like per day. Is it $500 or $5,000 if you don't play? So the rules are really, really fair. So you cannot like Dur just quit and never come back to a challenge and not to pay. They continued on March 4th, like I said, almost 4 weeks. And this graph, the red line shows you can see here daily totals, but the red line shows the total. But this graph doesn't do justice to the numbers, because There's a 31 session here over almost 3 months. And then the red line is a total, should represent the total that Phil at that moment was losing. So at this spot, February 9th, that day he lost 102,000, but that was actually minus, you can see here on the left under his name, minus 900,000 euros, which is almost $1 million, like $10,000 short of $1 million. He took a break for 3 weeks and started coming back. And right now he's slaughtering this poor guy. They played so far almost 20,000 hands. This graph shows unproportional height and length. There is a 31 session, but at this point is $1 million. Look how short is the depth or that. That should be much bigger, because it doesn't give you the real feeling of where Phil was at this moment. $1 million down, and then come back. This doesn't look even scary, this graph. So you need a better proportion on the graph, and that's why I made my own. So this is how that looks like. So we can see here it's 31 session, and everything is below the line. Why? Because these are negative. First day he lost 72,000. So the graph is below the horizontal line, which is the session number, and everything goes down because he was losing all the time till this moment. This was when he was down 900,000 euros or $990,000, and then he took a break for 3 weeks to recoup, study, adjust, and start coming back killing. Right now, after 31 session, right now, Phil is down $169,000. So Benevidi won 55% of all sessions, which is 17. Phil won 14. But here I divided that after the break and before the break. So first half, when Benevidi was killing, and you can see all this red, that is Phil losing. When it's red, Phil is losing. Benevidi is winning these amounts. So Phil Galfond lost 13 sessions, won only 2. One was $2,000, the other one was 96,000. He lost. He won. Benevidi won 87% of all sessions, making per hand $100. After the break, which was March, when they continued, March 4th, Phil won immediately huge amount first day, and that was probably the booster for him. And then they continue playing. You can see Phil is winning most sessions. He still lost 4 because you cannot win them all. And due to some bluffing, playing heads up Omaha, there can be a lot of bluffs there. If your opponent is not buying, you're gonna lose. So as you can see, he was down $190,000, almost a cool $1 million. That's amazing. That's impossible. Like in 2 weeks to be down $1 million, and now he's almost back even. He's up 820,000 from that moment. How's that gonna end and finish? I don't know. They played so far 19,000 hands, and there's still 5,637 hands to play. Usually average is, as you can see, Phil is winning $87 per hand. So if we say that they're going to continue with that same rate, and he continues winning like he's winning right now, that can be, so number of hands they have to play times this current winning rate. That's how I see it. So Phil can get another 490,000, so totally that would be, that's going to be 1.3 million minus 900,000, well, minus million that he was down, he would be up about 300,000, maybe only 100 or 200,000, but he would win the first leg of the challenge. And that would be amazing. Being down $1 million, nobody thought he's going to come back. Nobody. And I tried to summarize that with that just one word, Godfather. I got even reply from I don't think that Phil wrote this, but somebody who runs his business, some secretary that he has, said, good way to put it, Mr. Vegas. Although we are hoping this epic story will have more than 3 parts. I don't know what are 3 parts, what are even 2 parts. Oh, the movie Godfather has 1, 2, and 3 with Godfather is a title we gave to Doyle Bronson, Godfather of poker. Phil is new Godfather.